Hello, and welcome back to my silly little life, or welcome in the first place, because this might be the first video going up on my channel. I want to talk about mental health. So, those of you who know me may or may not know this, because I do actually keep it very close to the chest, but I am diagnosed borderline personality disorder.
She's a witch!
We have a really bad reputation. And it's not gotten better thanks to an unnamed blonde actress. Unfortunately, borderline personality disorder is kind of one of these diagnoses that a lot of people will write you off for. I actually was convinced I had depressive disorder for a very long time. I would go on and off of antidepressants, they wouldn't work for me, even though I would give them the full spectrum of time that you are supposed to get them to work for you. They would just stop working. Because I don't have depression, I would go through bouts of intensive depression due to borderline personality disorder. So the antidepressants couldn't compete with that. They couldn't fix this horrible emotional problem I was having. They couldn't actually make me feel better, which is what I, as someone with BPD, need when I am going into a downward spiral. I need to feel better. I don't need to nip the spiral in the bud. I need good stimulation. Contrary to popular belief, we are not all that crazy. I personally have never met somebody with BPD who's pooped on a bed. So yeah, we're not horrible witches.
Whoa, she turned me into a newt! A newt.
So, I suffer from a lot of issues, mostly due to my BPD and the way that it comes out for me, because everybody with BPD can experience a very unique set of symptoms, unique to them and their experiences in life. I have created this channel for a few reasons, one of which, I need to get more comfortable in my own skin. I'm not generally a big makeup girl, but if I ever post a photo online, I filter it, I edit it, I have to. I literally don't feel confident enough in my own skin in a video or photo to just post myself out there for the world to see. On this channel, I will be doing that. There's no filter on this video. This is me sitting in a hotel room with natural light using my phone to record. Not Snapchat, not TikTok, just my phone. I'm wearing some makeup today because I had a nice day out, but most of my videos you will see me in no makeup, maybe some mascara. So it's going to be a lot about mental health and mostly about travel, because travel is how I find my happiness, which sounds like a very privileged thing to say. I'm not rich, I'm not privileged, I'm just very good at spending all my money, which is a pretty big BPD trait. People with BPD, we suffer a lot more than most realize. BPD is an extremely internally suffering thing to have. I believe these statistics are still correct, so I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but 10% of people with BPD do successfully commit suicide. 10% of us die by suicide because it is such an incredibly painful mental illness to have. It's not a mental illness, it's a personality disorder, but it is such an incredibly painful thing to live with that 10% of us successfully commit suicide. That's not the percentage that tries to. That's the percentage that does it. That is a huge percentage. So people tend to see us as an external thing, right? They tend to see us as being extremely dramatic, being extremely aggressive, going and fucking up everybody's lives around us. So we get really demonized, which is fair. I understand if you don't know what's going on in our minds, it just looks like crazy. Not all of us are like that. Most of us do not just go and destroy people like a hurricane of drama. So I'm here to just be like, hey, I'm someone with BPD. This is what my life looks like. This is the kind of emotional and mental pain that I go through on the regular and how I deal with it, and how that relates to just being around in the world. I might have a harder time with a lot of things than a lot of people do, but in my mind, I'm normal. In my mind, how I experience the world is normal. So it's hard for me to grasp that other people don't have the same experiences. Other people don't panic over everything all the time. Other people don't have crazy anxiety spikes over absolutely nothing. Other people don't think that anytime someone close to you gives you a little bit of coldness, it means they're leaving your life forever. We just can't help those feelings. That is our reality. That's the reality we live in. It's also called emotional dysregulation disorder, which I really like the name because that actually explains what it is. I can't regulate my emotional state. I'm a complete slave to it. When I am happy, what I feel is ecstasy, not the drug. It's an incredible euphoria of happiness. I feel absolute joy when I'm happy. But when I'm sad, I don't get sad. I get grief. I get, in my regular day-to-day life, usually on a daily basis, a pang of grief that feels the same as when I have lost somebody close to me. Like actual grief. For the stupidest things. Absolutely nothing whatsoever that anyone would feel that for. I feel grief currently over the fact that I likely won't be going back to Dallas anytime soon. I don't even like Dallas. But I'm like, oh, I can't believe this is gonna be my last time in Dallas, maybe forever. Oh my God. I don't even like Dallas, but I'm grieving it. It is insane. It is. I'll give you that. It's crazy. It's just that people with BPD, we suffer way more from our craziness than the people around us suffer from it. So I'm in beautiful sunny downtown El Paso, Texas right now. Had some free time, so I thought I would chill, record this. Why not? Tell you about me. I travel a lot. I haven't been to a ton of places, but I do return to places a lot. I'm a pretty big traveler. Travel is one of the ways that I can easily fill the hole in my heart that all BPD people describe having. We all suffer from this unfulfilled feeling, this extreme emptiness somewhere deep inside, and we're always searching for something to fill it, which can be why we're extremely dramatic in relationships, why we fall in love very quickly, why we go all in on emotional things, because we're hoping that is going to fill this. And every time we get that spike of good feeling, it does fill this momentarily. And I can do that with traveling. And I am privileged enough to be able to afford to travel as much as I can, even though I do it on a budget. A lot of what you're going to see is more budget-friendly traveling. I come to America a lot because I can bring my puppy with me, and she's great company for the road, so I'm not just talking to myself alone in the car. She also makes me feel safer. Being a woman traveling alone does come with a little more complications, so she is a pit bull. I know she'll protect me if it comes down to it. So, like I said, I use travel to fill the hole in my soul, and it honestly works phenomenally well. And it carries over a little bit into while I'm at home, especially if I can exhaust myself enough from traveling that I'm able to just chill and enjoy life at home for a while. And I love traveling alone, probably because my BPD makes it hard for me to compromise. I'm working on that. So traveling alone is a much better alternative. I end up either giving way too much to the other person when I'm traveling, and then I'm not happy and fulfilled and doing what I want to do, or I end up being very frustrated and only wanting to do what I do and not really interested in their needs. It kind of swings one way or the other. So it's much better for me to travel alone or with a close romantic partner. If I'm traveling with a friend, better to do it for a short time and make sure we have separate accommodations. So traveling works remarkably well for me. It has a bit of carryover when I get home so that I feel safe and happy and comfortable at home for a while after going somewhere, but I do feel the urge to move again right away. I do start to feel that urge to be like, well, I need to be up, I need to be doing something, I need to be moving, I need to go somewhere and see something amazing and be somewhere new. So you're not going to see any clubs or partying or anything because I am actually quite allergic to alcohol. I don't drink. So when I travel, I'm primarily go out to eat. I love to just walk around. Give me any downtown that's safe enough and I will walk it all day long. Unless I get horrible blisters, which happens a lot. So my primary way of experiencing new cultures is through food. I love food. I love to try new foods. I'll try anything once. Can't handle spice well, but I'll give it a try. I'm also wildly addicted to coffee. I drink way too many of these every single day. They're so delicious. It'll never let me down. It'll never leave me, unless it gives me severe medical issues where I can't have it anymore, in which case it will have left me. Let's not talk about that now. one other thing about me is, yes, I'm gonna talk about my dog a lot. You're gonna see her a lot. She's one of my main travel buddies, but I'm actually a cat person. Unfortunately, they don't make as good of travel companions. They can't really handle the long stretches of road trip in the car, and I haven't been able to figure out a way to safely implement a car litter box yet. But once I get there, watch out, there's gonna be cats all over the place. So, one of the other things about me, I panic about everything. Probably an offset of my BPD. I have pretty severe anxiety. I was on anxiety medication for it for a long time, but that also just kind of didn't seem to work. And yes, I know coffee makes it worse, but I just love coffee so much that I'm not willing to make that sacrifice anytime soon. So, I literally am always having a mild panic attack about everything. I've already noticed in recording some of these videos that when I'm going into recording, I kind of want to come across more confident, which is also my anxiety. I don't want to show you how worried and panicky I am about everything. I don't want to show anyone that, because in my mind it's embarrassing. You should be hiding that. So, I'm going to be using these videos to attempt to show a lot of the level of my anxiety. Probably not the full thing, because it is very hard for me to be comfortable with expressing how panicky I am about everything. But I'm gonna try. I am always worried about offending everyone. I am always worried about getting in random car crashes. I am always worried about missing flights. I am always worried about sleeping in past my alarms. I set a minimum of 4 of them to be able to wake up. I am always worried about everything I can't control and everything I can. So this channel is gonna be a lot of me traveling all over the place and panicking about it. Because as much as I love travel, and I do, every single aspect of it gives me a mild heart attack. It's excellent. It's a wonderful way to live. I totally recommend it. 2 stars. So, yeah, that's my silly little life in a nutshell. I have a lot of pets. I could bing through a few of my pets there. I travel a lot. Been through a bunch of the places I've been, some photos or whatever. And I panic about everything. So, yeah. Hopefully this channel helps me to become more comfortable in my own skin. On top of the fact that I have wicked anxiety and panic about everything, I am also way too confident a lot of the time. It swings wildly from one to the other. There is no middle ground, which is a very BPD thing. So, if I see a pretty boy, I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him he's beautiful. I can't help it. In fact, I'm so weirdly confident about so many things that I would say most people would describe me as a confident person, except for my closest friends who know how much I am fully panicking all the time. But people who meet me think I'm this strong, confident, independent woman. And you know what? I am. I absolutely am. But inside, I'm also so worried that I might just have a goddamn aneurysm. It can be both. Both things can be true. So yeah, I'm a hot mess. But I love to travel, and I love animals, and I love food, and I love coffee, and I love meeting new people, and I love beautiful men. That kind of sums me up, I would say. So, thanks for watching this random, ranty little nonsense video, and hopefully this channel can help me become more comfortable in my own skin, more comfortable just honestly presenting who I am, what I look like, to the world. Yeah, actually, that's really scary, right? The more I record this and I'm watching myself in the video, that's one thing I have to learn to stop doing. Because I can't look at the camera. Hello, how are you? It's so nice to meet you. How's it going? I gotta look at my stupid face. I am so worried about how I'm being presented. Like, the shadow is causing a cleft in the middle of my nose that I don't actually have in real life. Like, I have a bit of a line there, but it's making it look very dramatic. I am panicking about that. The entire time I'm watching this video. I'm also panicking about this zit I have here, which I think is way too noticeable. I'm also panicking about this mole and this one, and just don't like this general area of me. So, as you can see, the sun is slowly encroaching onto my frame here, and I don't really have much more corner to hide in, so I should probably cut this off here. Thanks for coming by and learning about my dumb brain, and stay safe out there, have fun, and you know what? Go have a adventure. Do it. Go do it. All right. Bye.